Hey, what's going on, guys? The Horror Man back with a controversial view of the CASA franchise. Controversial View is the series in which Jason from Horrific Nightmares and I watch and discuss controversial movies or TV shows. The controversies can vary from subject matter to behind-the-scenes incidents. In this case, it's misleading the audience by hitching a wagon to a very successful horse over and over again. The CASA franchise is a series of mostly unrelated horror movies. It includes 2 films from the Evil Dead franchise and 2 movies from the House franchise, with 3 other movies in between. That makes a total of 7 films in the CASA series. This isn't the only franchise convoluted like this, and at some point, Jason and I will be covering others. But in this video, we're discussing CASA. When it was first released in 1981, Sam Raimi's The Evil Dead was distributed in Italy under the title CASA. It was a box office success, which is why in 1987, Evil Dead 2 was released as CASA 2 in Italy. Evil Dead 2, or CASA 2, also did well at the Italian box office. To capitalize on the success of those first 2 Evil Dead movies, Joe D'Amato produced an unofficial sequel titled CASA 3, known here in the US as Ghost House. This resulted in 2 more D'Amato-produced sequels, including Witchery, also known as CASA 4, among other titles, and Beyond Darkness, also known as CASA 5. It didn't end there, though. This is where it gets even weirder. CASA 6 is House 2, the second story, completely ignoring the original house. And finally, the horror show, also known as House 3, is CASA 7. Like I said, the whole franchise is convoluted. What I find most interesting about the CASA series, though, is these 3 films in the middle, Ghost House, Witchery, and Beyond Darkness, or the D'Amato films, are all standalones without this franchise. In a way, the CASA alternate titles give these movies more meaning. I truly feel they'd be even more obscure than they already are if they were not part of this franchise. Now, like I said, CASA is not the only series like this, but it truly may be the most convoluted of all. At the same time, there are similarities and essentially connections between some of them. Obviously, all 3 of these were produced by Joe D'Amato. They also have the same feel to them. These 2 were even filmed close by on location in Massachusetts. Then you can also compare The Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2 to House 2, the second story. In my opinion, these 3 share a similar tone, especially Evil Dead 2 and House 2. As for the horror show, well, just like its inclusion in the House franchise, it's probably the most different from the rest of the CASA series. For those of you potentially wondering, the subsequent Evil Dead films are not part of the CASA franchise. And, like the first House movie, neither is House 4, The Repossession. Although I had seen all of the movies in this franchise, and some many more times than others, I had never actually watched them back-to-back as part of the CASA series. I had always wanted to, just never did. Until recently. And now that Jason and I have, you better believe we'll be ranking this franchise later this month. We watched all of the CASA films in order, so you don't have to. This is just my controversial view. Please be sure to check out Jason's as well. Have you seen all of these? If so, what do you think of them? Comment below and let me know. Which controversial movie or TV show will we view next? Check back soon to find out. Until then, remember, physical media matters. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit that thumbs up and be kind. Subscribe.